Hey, so if you guys have watched my videos for a while, during my first few videos, I did a series in which I was showing my top favorite products from a certain category. So I've done lips and face products, and I figured, since I for some reason just sort of dropped the series, that now I would go back and try to do my eyes. I'm separating this into two parts. I'm going to be doing my high-end eye product favorites and my drugstore product favorites because I have a lot of eye product favorites, and if I was to do a video that just showed it all, it would literally take like 30 minutes. So for time's sake and also for nice organization, I'm splitting it into two categories. And so with that, I'm just going to get started and show you guys my drugstore favorite eye products. The first thing is a product from Wet n Wild, and this is a palette that I've talked about a few times in several of my different videos, and it's the Lust palette from Wet n Wild. The cool thing about this setup is I have this awesome window right here, which I can just use to let in all the light, but it kind of creates a little bit of a glare on some products. But this is what the actual product looks like. It's an array of like purpley, smoky shades. The main reason I love this so much is because it is a palette that is just spot on with so many MAC dupes. I may have mentioned this before in one of my videos, but you have something like Vanilla here, Beauty Marked, but 20 times better, Night Divine, Sketch, Fig One, and Yogurt. They look just the same as those MAC eyeshadows, and they perform great. They have amazing pigmentation. Just to show you guys what you're dealing with here, this is the pigmentation level of these eyeshadows. This is the one, the top left, that kind of looks like Yogurt. Here's that silvery one that kind of looks like Night Divine, and then the Sketch color, which is this plummy color over here. Such beautiful shades. I would definitely recommend the Wet n Wild Color Icon shadows in general, but this palette is just one of my favorites from the drugstore. Moving on to other eyeshadow palettes that I enjoy from the drugstore, the next two that I have to show you are from Maybelline, and they are the Maybelline Eye Studio palettes. So this first one is the Maybelline Eye Studio Color Explosion palette. I think this is in the shade Caffeine Rush, and this is just the regular Maybelline Eye Studio quads, and this is in the shade Spirited Seas. Really, when it comes down to shades, I like a variety of the shade options that they have. These are just two that I pulled out from the collection that I have. The Color Explosion palettes are a lot like the new Revlon Photo Ready eyeshadow palettes. You have very shimmery metallic shades. There's really nothing in here that's really matte. This sort of tannish color is a little bit on like the satin side, but other than that, they are quite shimmery colors. And then you have what is supposed to be like a glittery top coat that you can just sort of spread over your entire look to give like a lot of pizzazz. I don't really like glitter, so that is a color that sometimes I will just pop in the center of my lid. I don't like to use it actually as like a glitter top coat, but it is a fantastic eyeshadow, and the rest of these are just beautiful. Here are swatches of the Caffeine Rush shade. Granted, this is also without an eyeshadow primer, but I think that that is just amazing pigmentation. They are just so soft, so silky, and really smooth, and the Color Explosion palettes are just awesome if you're really into like the shimmery metallic type of eyeshadow look. However, if you don't love the shimmery look and you maybe want a mix of mattes and shimmers in your eyeshadow palettes, the regular Maybelline Eye Studio line is great for that. So here is a swatch of the Spirited Seas palette. These aren't anywhere near as metallic as the rest. This darker blue here is a little bit more on the matte side, and overall the regular Eye Studio line, although they do have a little bit of like a sheen to them, they are a little bit more matte and don't have the same metallic glittery finish as the Color Explosion. They are both though just awesome, awesome palettes. They have great pigmentation, like I said, really nice blendability, and overall they do perform like a high-end eyeshadow. They're just so much cheaper. I really enjoy those palettes from the drugstore. Moving on from the palettes into single eyeshadows, the next drugstore eye product obsession that I have is also from Maybelline. I think Maybelline consistently just puts out really good drugstore eye products, but you're gonna see here that I'm just in love with these, and they are the Maybelline Color Tattoo Shadows. I have a great range here of neutrals, colors, and I'll go through and show you guys all of them. So for my neutral color tattoo collection, the first one that I have that is probably my favorite from the entire line is the color Tough as Taupe, which, I should open that up, looks like this. This is just a beautiful matte gray taupe color, and what I love about these so much is that you don't find colors like this in the drugstore very often. The next shade that I have here is number 45, Bold Gold. And there's what that looks like. And there is a swatch of that right above that taupe shade. It's a beautiful, metallic, really shimmery, shiny gold shade. And then finally, one of the most popular colors in the entire line, I think this is number 25, Bad to the Bronze. And right there's a swatch of what that looks like. It's a beautiful bronze taupe, basically. Really nice, metallic-y and shiny and pretty. I know people love to just put this all over the lid and go, because that's one of the great things you can do with these shadows. You don't have to worry about a primer or a powder for the top. And now moving on to the more colorful selection, because that's one of the great things about these shadows is that they also come in a great range of very vibrant colors. The first one is probably my favorite color-wise, and it's number 55, Inked in Pink. This is from the Metal collection. This is what that looks like. It's a beautiful champagne pink, super gorgeous. If you love pink eyeshadow, I would definitely recommend this one. The next one is also from the Metal collection, and this is number 75, Electric Blue. There's a swatch of that. This is the shade that I used as a base in my Midnight Blues makeup tutorial. So you want to see this more in action, you can check out that video. Gorgeous electric midnight blue, really pretty, works great under really smoky eyeshadows because it's just such a dark and intense shade. Another blue that I have from the collection is number 40, Tenacious Teal. This is one of my favorite colors to wear in the summer, and I think you guys can see why. Perfect summer eyeshadow shade, or like a liner shade. It's just an intense aqua color, super pretty, shimmery, metallic, just gorgeous. Perhaps one of the most bold colors in the collection. This is number 10, Fierce and Tangy. And there is a swatch of that right there, just an intense matte orange shade. You don't really get much more bold than that. So yeah, I absolutely love those cream eyeshadows. They are by far the best cream eyeshadows from the drugstore. I think a lot of people would agree with that, hands down. If you haven't tried them yet, you seriously need to. Like, I cannot recommend them enough. Definitely go out, try one of the neutral shades, try one of the bold shades. They are awesome. And if you have already tried them, you probably know how great they are because, like I said, they last for hours. They're creamy, pigmented, smooth, go on really nicely, and are overall just such a high quality product for the price. Moving on to eyeliners and mascaras. The first eyeliner, and I'm sure you guys already know what this is. It's the Carbon Black L'Oreal Extra Intense Liquid Eyeliner Pencil. I use this in pretty much every single tutorial because I use this literally every single day. I love tight lining and water lining. I do that every day because I know some people don't like it because it like closes off your eyes and stuff, but I really like the definition because I just have really hooded eyelids, and I find that paired with like a strong brow and then a bold lip, which is what I usually do, just looks nice. This is a gorgeous black eyeliner. The best black eyeliner by far. Every single favorites video I mention this in. It's just the best black eyeliner on the market. It's creamy, smooth, pigmented, lasts for hours. I would marry this eyeliner, honestly, if I could, because it is that great. Quickly, I also want to mention my favorite drugstore gel eyeliner. This is the Physicians Formula Custom Eye Enhancing Gel Cream Eyeliner. This is like the shimmer strip line thing, and these are awesome. The really cool thing about these is that you can buy them in like little stacks. This is the one that I think is for hazel eyes. They have ones for green eyes, brown eyes. I have brown eyes, but I just kind of buy whichever one I want at the moment because obviously you don't have to buy the one that's for hazel eyes or for green eyes. Just buy whatever one you like. A lot of times they come with some type of a color, some type of a neutral, and then a black. So they're just these little pots of cream eyeliner, and the reason I love these is because they remind me exactly of the MAC Fluid lines. And in terms of consistency and performance, they are right on par with the MAC Fluid line. I mean, if you were to give me this one, this dark brown one, and I didn't know what it was, I would think it was dipped down from MAC because the color is really similar and just the performance is exactly the same. So I would never spend money on a MAC Fluid line again just because these are cheaper, you get more colors, and they perform just as well. So I'd really recommend these if you're looking for a good cream or gel eyeliner from the drugstore. Moving on to mascaras, the first one is another one that I rave about all the time. It's the Neutrogena Healthy Links Mascara. Gosh, it so irritates me when I have to show this on camera because they made the label like that silver, so it's really hard to show you guys what exactly it's called. This is an amazing drugstore mascara. It is extremely conditioning for your eyelashes, has great, really like moisturizing properties in it. So if you have problems with lash fallout or you feel like your eyelashes are just dry and brittle, this is a mascara that will help combat that a little bit. It provides amazing length, really great volume and definition. It has a bit of like I would say a little bit more on the drier side as far as formula goes, but it's not anything super dry and it's not very wet either. It's kind of perfect as far as mascara formulas goes. It's just one of those types that's like right in between, but if I had to say if it was wet or dry, I'd say it's a little bit on the drier side, but it's not anything that makes your eyelashes brittle or really hard to comb through. The wand is just amazing at separating, and the length this gives is insane. Like if you need a lengthening mascara, this has you covered. For a volumizing mascara, the one that I have been enjoying more recently and is probably just one of my favorite volumizing mascaras from the drugstore that I have tried is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. Do I have that shown the right way? No, I do not. I'm sure you guys have just seen this all over the beauty world. Everybody's raving about this. It's what I have on my eyelashes today, not that you're probably really going to be able to see. This is just a really good volumizing mascara. If you need more in the terms of length, like I said, I definitely go for the Neutrogena one because this is not a super lengthening mascara. It does focus a lot more on volume, so if you are looking for a nice volumizing mascara, I would definitely go for this because it is great. The next mascara I'm going to mention is technically a mascara, but it's the Great Lash Clear Mascara from Maybelline. It's what I use on my brows every day. In my tutorials, you guys see me pull this out every single one because this is what I swear by to set my brows. It's not crunchy feeling, which I love. I can like actually do facial expressions and not feel like my eyebrows are like crunch, crunch, crunch. And it really keeps just the hairs in place. It doesn't disturb like any powder or anything I put underneath it. It's not like it turns it into like a liquidy mess or anything like that. I just really like the way it makes my eyebrows look. It really keeps them nice and shaped and defined, and this is super, super cheap. I think that this is like $4, and I've had this thing for like probably a good 9 or 10 months. If you're looking for a good brow set type of product, I would definitely go for this because it's just really cheap, it works well, and it's just a really good brow gel. And finally, before I forget, I want to mention my two favorite drugstore eyeshadow primers because I always stress the need for an eyeshadow primer. It's just so necessary in making your eyeshadows more vibrant and just helping them last all day. And the two that I am obsessed with are the e.l.f. Eyelid Primer and then the CoverGirl Intense Shadow Blast in the shade Beige Blaze. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what a primer can do, this is the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, and I just grabbed the Maybelline Eye Studio Color Explosion Quad that I showed you guys earlier, and I'm using the taupe shade, the shimmery taupe shade on this side to show this for the demonstration. Here is the shade without the primer, and then here's the shade with the primer. So without the primer, you still get nice pigmentation. It's still super pretty, and as far as eyeshadow goes, great quality. But to show the need for an eyeshadow primer, I mean, if you can take a shadow like this, and then like the e.l.f. one's $1, and then bump it up to that, I think that your dollar is well spent. So really awesome. Eyeshadow primers are just great for that, really just intensifying the eyeshadow shade. And then I'll give you guys a look at how that eyeshadow performs under the CoverGirl one. This is the CoverGirl one in Beige Blaze all by itself. It's a beautiful, reflective champagne shade. In the summer, if I'm really in a quick like fix and I just need to get my makeup done fast, I'll just use this on my eyelids and not top it with anything because I really love like the wet look it gives. But here is that taupe shade on top of it. I find that the CoverGirl one, because it is a shimmery primer, tends to increase the shimmer and metallicness of eyeshadows. So, I mean, this definitely took that Color Explosion shade and made it a lot more metallic and shimmery, but it does keep it quite the same in terms of look as the e.l.f. one. I just think that although the shade is gorgeous by itself, when you can put a primer on top of it and make it do that, I think it's just well worth it. And drugstore eyeshadow primers, they're not always very great. It's very hard to find a good drugstore eyeshadow primer, and I have tried and tried and tried, but I really feel like these two are good, solid eyeshadow primers that will keep your eyeshadows on and increase the vibrancy of your shadows. So that is all I have for you guys today for my drugstore eye product favorites. I hope this video isn't too long, so I know with these favorites videos I tend to ramble a lot because I love to talk, but I really had fun doing this. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing like a high-end version of this because I really want to do my high-end favorites for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.